TV3 New Day, and as part of the NDC's People's Manifesto, there's this portion that talks about financial inclusion, that talks about interest-free loans for businesses when they assume if they are able to win power in 2020 December. And so I don't know how feasible that is. I know that in parts of Nigeria and other countries, they are trying that, but I don't know what the modalities are. We'll be finding out shortly as we speak to Professor John Gachi. We just want to understand whether this is feasible at all. So let's speak to him now. He joins us on the phone. Professor John Gachi is the Dean of University of Cape Coast Business School. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Right. So this promise, if you like, in the People's Manifesto that talks about financial inclusion and that talks specifically about interest-free loans. Have you seen it? What do you make of it?
If you can raise your voice, your line is faint.
Okay, so I'll try again. I'm saying that as part of the People's Manifesto, there's this part that talks about financial inclusion that looks at interest-free loans for businesses. I'm asking whether you've seen that part of the promise.
Yeah.
Okay, what do you make of it?
Well, I think it's a general approach to ensuring enhanced financial inclusion so that many more financial products are made available to people to participate in financial intermediation, and also to foster access to capital for entrepreneurs, especially small business owners, and to leverage on the opportunities that Islamic banking provides in terms of financing huge projects in the country. So I think that is the focus of that particular portion of the People's Manifesto.
But for me, it's not clear. How is it going to? I didn't get the modalities well. Is it going to be for state-owned banks or privately owned commercial banks? And if you say interest-free loans, I mean, every business is in it for profits. So how does the other party benefit? Do we know?
Yeah, I think Islamic banking operates on the principle we call risk and profit sharing, as opposed to demanding interest and any interest income from customers who access credit from the bank. The original idea is rooted in the 7th century up to the 14th century financial structure that we have in the world at that time, where we have both the Christians and Islam people focusing their financial arrangement on the Bible in Deuteronomy 23:19,
okay,
and in Islamic Sharia law, which forbids the charging of interest and the receipt of interest. So they focus more on joint ventureship, partnership, etc., where they share profit and risk involved in the business. So that is what has been translated since 1963 in Egypt into the modern-day Islamic financial system or banking, which have been accommodated in many economies in the Western world, in the Arab world, in Africa, and it is expanding because of the window that is created. What we have seen now is that even in Muslim states, they have the conventional banking as the major route, with Islamic banking now growing alongside. So it's a window that is created. Even if you go to US, you go to UK, Germany. In fact, the recent report shows that one of the thriving Islamic banks, apart from those in the Muslim world, is from Germany. So that is the point I'm trying to make. It's a window of Islamic financial products that is created within the conventional banking system that will provide a diversified product to the people. They will be focusing on the conventional banking system, charging interest for those products that you go in that the demand that will be done.
Okay.
Then, in the Islamic banking products, interest will not be charged, but risk and profit will be shared as agreed with the bank. And that is what has been going on and is growing across the world.
Okay.
And it provides the opportunity for diversified financial products and allowing a greater financial inclusion and perhaps getting opportunity for businesses and for the nation.
Okay, so will it be, we are trying to connect to Zoom with you, so you want to put your phone down and connect to audio. But I'm just wondering whether government is going to be an intermediary of a sort with these commercial banks, so it's going to be private banks or it's going to be state-owned banks. That is not clear in the promise. Also, I'm also wondering whether it's going to be, we are getting a feedback from your phone. I'm wondering whether it's going to be equity-based. I know that when it comes to equity investment, people invest in businesses and they take part of it. Do you know? Do we know? Is it clear?
It's very clear. It is equity-based, and in addition to equity-based, I talk about joint ventureship. I talk about partnership. These are the core of the way Islamic financial products or banking actually operate. So equity is at the heart of the entire Islamic financial product. So that is what is going to happen. And it's all about regulation issues. So long as the Bank of Ghana factor this in its regulations, any of the commercial banks that is interested in issuing a Islamic financial product will go in for that license to do so and begin to offer those products to the public and for businesses. So it's not about whether it is government or it is private. It is for the financial system, and the regulator needs to inculcate this principle to provide that window and the roadmap through which banks will now roll out this financial product. And I want to indicate that if you go and talk to one of these banks, I'm forgetting the name of the bank, headed by Mr. Al-Hassan, they have done a lot of studies into this.
Is this Stanbic Bank, Hassan and Dani?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Bear in mind that Stanbic Bank comes from South Africa, and we have Islamic financial products offering in South Africa, Nigeria, etc. So this is not something that the financial system is unaware of.
Okay.
The only thing is that window should be provided through a regulatory system. And the reason why I'm talking about the regulatory system is because no financial activity can take place in our space without being regulated by the appropriate regulator. And if you look at Act 930, for example, in Section 19, there are some restrictions on financial institution trading or investing in real estate and property, except that those things are going to be used for office spaces and in some cases for staff. But if you look at Islamic financial products in particular, they focus on enhancing entrepreneurship, businesses, financing activities in the real estate sector, property, finance, etc. So what it means is that your regulation as it is today does not accommodate the major area that Islamic financial activities focus on. So you will need to create that window for that to happen. As was done in Nigeria, they didn't throw away their regulation. They only created that window to allow Islamic financial product to be traded or to be factored into the portfolio of product and services. The same thing was done in the UK. The same thing was done in Germany, France, etc.
But the concern really is that who qualifies for that particular opportunity, because I'm sure every business would want to go there and get that assistance. I mean, who doesn't like interest-free loans? You know, so I'm wondering who will qualify for that category.
anybody who sign on to the financial institution that is issuing or offering that product qualify per the assessment of the bank. And perhaps it is not about the name; it's for businesses.
Okay.
So it is. We do not want even Muslims to try to glorify this matter. Is as if it's for them. It's for businesses. So if you believe that you want to participate in the financial sector through accessing your funds by the non-interest products that are offered, then you are qualified to go. So it is not for accession of Ghanaian. It will help government financing of projects. It will help businesses in financing their projects, and it will help the economy at large.
Yeah, undoubtedly. But I'm just wondering, so it means that the Bank of Ghana would have to regulate this. The Bank of Ghana would have to be empowered to champion this. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly so.
So would the Bank of Ghana also ensure that whoever is a recipient or beneficiary of this loan has the necessary documentation? Because we know that there are people, most of these small businesses don't even have bank accounts.
I think the process, that is not a problem for the financial sector, and that's not a problem for the rollout of this particular product. It is the duty of the individual banks that will be licensed to issue this financial product to develop processes in line with the directive of Bank of Ghana to be able to get those people who qualify to participate. So I do not think that at this point that is a problem. The point that I want to make is that the Bank of Ghana itself, in my engagement in the past, is that they themselves have realized that there is a need to have capacity built in this area, and they have done some work in this area in the past. I don't know the level they have gotten to. I don't know their appreciation of the issue at the current moment. But it is something that they are not unaware of. It is something that they know it is part of the financial ecosystem that they need to explore.
Okay. Now, I also want to ask about the fact that, I mean, I'm sure you've seen how it's gone on in other countries. You mentioned Nigeria and other countries who are practicing this. Do we know if they had hiccups? If this should be rolled out, what we should expect in terms of challenges?
I think the major hiccup is the orientation towards the introduction of these products. If the orientation is as if you are promoting a religion, then that is why people will have challenges.
Okay.
I remember when it was being introduced in Nigeria. The concern was that why can't you just call it alternative financial product or non-interest bearing financial product, so that you remove the name Islamic banking or Islamic financial product. But those who are technically inclined in this area, it's not a problem for them, because that is the name since 1963, when it was resurrected again after dying for a very long period of time for both Christians and the Muslims. It's not as if that it is an origination from Muslims. It's an origination from religion. Those who believe in Judaism, that was what they were practicing some time ago. And that was part of the financial system in the early centuries before it died down for a long time until it's resurrected again in 1963 in Egypt. So that will be the only area. But if it is a government and a regulatory focus, then those issues about whether it is going to promote a particular religion or not will not arise. And that is the only area that, if you go to Uganda, the same thing, when they want to introduce it, this same issue came up. In Nigeria, it came up. So I don't think that will be an issue so long as the orientation is properly shaped. If you go to Western countries and economies where Islamic banking is being practiced, even though it's not Islamic State, you realize that it's fostering very well, not because of the religion, but because of the opportunities it provides for the economy in terms of fund flows, in terms of project finance, etc. If you take a study about the penetration of Islamic banking in countries, you realize that the Muslim population in Turkey, for example, is almost about 100%. But if you take France, UK, and the rest, the Muslim population is nothing to write home about when you compare to that of Turkey. But the growth, expansion, and the penetration of Islamic banking in these countries are far, far advanced than that of Turkey.
Professor John Gachi, thank you so much for sharing your thoughts on this very one. Now, we are grateful that you made time to speak with us this one. We are told it's worked in Nigeria, it's worked in South Africa, it's worked in Kenya. So hopefully it works here in Ghana. It looks good on paper, but as to how it will look when we finally roll out, I do not know. But Professor John Gachi is the Dean of University of Cape Coast Business School. A few birthday wishes before I leave. This one says, happy birthday to my father. She's my colleague here at the Commercial Department and Media General. She said, please wish my dad a happy birthday for me. He's called Onyame Akwa Kwame Inti. This is from Mami, and the message is, I love him so much and I wish him long life. Also, belated birthday to Abigail Obaya Safu Ntokumi, wishing you good health and long life from Eben TV3 Technical Department. Also, another one to Edward Sowa Sr. from Edward Sowa Jr., wishing him God's blessings. I also have another one here from Sarah Paku here at TV3. Said, wishing my dear husband Nana Kofi Kwachi Owusu Ansa II, aka Osi Adan, Chief of Kwewu Kotoso, a happy birthday. I pray for good life and long life for him. This is from Mrs. Grace Kwache in Cantamanto. The very final one, happy birthday to Matilda Atanyonyo Dugo. This is from Uncle Papa. We'll be back with more. It's TV3 New Day.